In case you haven't had any introduction to web programming, this w3schools.com is a very good open source platform um, for getting introduction to various types of front-end, back-end coding. But the HTML introduction will explain simply what's happening when you see an HTML element or a KML element or an XML element within one of your KML files. You'll have an item in angled brackets, and that's the beginning of an HTML element. Then you'll have some content in between, and then you'll have a forward slash with that element named again inside your angled brackets, and that's the closing of an HTML element. And all of it is nested, and it's just so your browser can read and properly format the information that you've given to it. And like as it says here, HTML tags are elements or element names surrounded by angle brackets. Is your tag name, the content in between, and the closing of that HTML element. And again, as we can see, we've got the HTML saying that it's an HTML file at the beginning of the coding. We've got our head telling it's going to be a header type element, your title, closing the header type element, the opening of a body, some text formatting, paragraph formatting, closing of the body, closing of the HTML. So it's very important that when we're working with our KML files that we open and close properly, because you might go through this process, you think you've copied pasted correctly, but maybe you left in an additional line string element or place mark element in between these programming or in between these GPS sections. So just be very careful when you're going through, when you're copying and pasting. Again, you want to copy from line string down to coordinates. Look for the instance of place mark, because you want to get rid of that place mark. We've got our opening place mark at the beginning of our file, and we only want one more, and that's the closing place mark, which is already embedded within the file. Those are the only two we want. So we get rid of these from place mark down to coordinates, right click, paste. We'll go all the way down, place mark, down to coordinates, right click, paste. And now we see we've got this formatted properly except for one thing. There is no multi-geometry at the end of this file. So you can go ahead and look at the top. See where it's located? It's located just below place mark in the progression of the file. And I'll go ahead and reference my complete file. Well, it's got to come just before place mark in the closing of the file, because you nest in, then you nest the code in, then you nest the code out. Go ahead and click, enter, tab over. You don't have to tab over, but just makes the lines a little bit cleaner for your eyes. Multi-geometry. And you don't have to open and work in WordPad. You can work in whatever text editor you please. I just use WordPad. It's native to Microsoft Windows, and you don't have to download any additional files, and it works adequately for creating these KML files. So go ahead, click Save. Do you want to save in a text-only format? I'm going to say yes, and you can minimize everything. And again, if you have any problems with how the document's being formatted, or you want to know more about HTML, go to w3schools.com. I'm in no means an expert at this. I've just been working with it a little bit and understand it enough to do some damage.